So last night on Wiggles, it got pretty heated on there when TJ came on and was fighting with DG on there and everybody else, and that was really pretty savage last night. As far as the tapes go, I don't really care what Mandy does because I don't know. I mean, I just don't really care about Mandy one way or the other, to be honest. Like I don't hate her. Can't say I really like her or after all the stuff I've seen, but I don't feel the need to try to defend her or anything either. I mean, I just don't really care either way much about her with that stuff. My concern with the tapes and what we heard was why is Ethan quoting Hillary Clinton on there? That's the thing I was like, what the fuck is this? Because that guy, even when I first got into this stuff back in whenever Wrecked Planet came out, that's when I first got wind of CG and was looking at this stuff what they have there was back then. And his whole thing was I'm this conservative guy and I like Trump and we're gonna fight the SJWs and all of this stuff and look at me, I'm this huge Trump supporter and I'm a conservative guy and all this. And then you hear this video, or this audio, I should say, and he's telling Malin and whoever else was, I think it was Phil Diaz or whoever's on that tape, he's telling them, oh, we need to do like what Hillary Clinton is saying and use her slogan and say, we're better off together or whatever her garbage slogan was that lost her the thing. And I'm thinking, what kind of a conservative sits there and quotes Hillary Clinton like that? Like, I mean, that shit was like, I don't know why that's being so overlooked. Everybody's so like, oh, Mandy is fingering and Kyle and all this stuff. And I mean, yeah, I guess, but see, this is another issue when you have a movement that's separate people and doesn't have an HR department. Because anybody knows that in any other workplace situation that Mandy would have been fired after this. That would have been it. They would have been like, we can't have this in the workplace here, and even though this happened outside the workplace, you're bringing this into the workplace, and we can't have this because okay, here's a better example. Imagine if this had happened at Marvel or DC, okay? And you had somebody in there that was doing these sex acts to move up in Marvel or DC. And then people got wind of it or found out. Do you think that person would still have a job? I mean, we all know the answer to that. The only thing I'm really wondering at this point, if at all, is does Mandy have something on Ethan? Because that really has me wondering because I don't really understand why you would stick up for somebody that you know is doing this. I mean, it just comes off like you're an unscrupulous boss or that you don't really care about the image of your company or whatever, because that is like that is not good, man. And then you go out and lie to everybody and tell them, no, this is all bullshit and none of this happened. And then we find out the whole time that he knew about what was happening here. So you're like, Why would why did you do this? Why would you hide this? I don't understand. I don't know, man. Alls I know is, this doesn't make me wanna buy anything CG more than I already don't wanna buy it. Um, I wasn't interested in Mandy's comics or anything anyways, and, I don't know, like I said, like, I think I might have had 1 or 2 interactions with her in years on the show or what like, one of her shows or something back then, but overall, like, I never really watched her shows that much or got into her stuff that much, and I guess that's all I can really say. As far as what DG was saying with TJ and all that, I see both of their views. DG's view is this is, in their house or outside of this or whatever, and I can see that viewpoint, but then I can also see TJ's viewpoint about why would you have this person still well, see, this is the problem once again. You can't really say that Mandy's employed by Ethan. They're all there. See, this they use this loophole to get out of a lot of this shit. Just like the HR, not the HR, the background check thing that I brought up the last time that got everybody wound up. We're all independent people and we're doing our own thing. But at the same time, we're this movement, finger quotes. So that's the loophole that they use. So what that tells me as a customer that I don't know if I can trust these people. I certainly don't know who they are, and I'm certainly not going to give them any of my money. Whereas last week, I went into the comic book store in the mall, got my monthly Spawn issue, had no problem. I didn't have the cashier trying to talk to me about Mandy fingering and Kyle or any of this stuff. They just took my cash, give me my change, and I left. That was it. Transaction done. Comic book sold. Not here. Over here, it's we're infighting, and this person's doing this to me, and but we got cam whores, and we got felons, and I'm not going to say the other because I can't really blame. I don't believe that anybody knew about Vic or any of that, so I can't really blame any of them for that. But what I can say though is this is the result of not doing background checks on people. That's what we're seeing more and more and more here. We saw it with Sheila, we saw it with Mandy, we saw it with these other people, and it's just when they say anybody can be CG, they literally mean anybody can be CG. And that includes the worst of the worst, not the best. So this is why I no longer give these people money. Not to mention, I get insulted as a customer not once but twice by this guy. And then he doubles down and insults me again. And that's just not how you treat customers. It's like I said, if you take CG out of the equation and put this in any other workplace, we know what would happen here. Most of these people wouldn't even been able to get in there in the first place because of the background checks. They just wouldn't let them in. They'd be like, no, we did a background check and we see you're doing live cam shows here and sticking dildos up the ass and fingers and all this, and No, we can't let this guy, we can't hire you because you're on the sex offender registry, and we can't hire this person because they're scamming people and buying mail order brides with the money. And it's just, oh, well, I don't think anything's going to really change here, though. I just think they're just going to try to blow it off and move on till the next mess happens. And it'll just keep being a repeat of this. Indie comics are not for the naive customer. That's the problem with it. See, if I didn't know anything about CG in the mainstream, I would just be going with the mainstream, but most of their shit is garbage except for Spawn. So I would just be feeling safe enough to go in there and know who I'm dealing with. Whereas here, let's throw money at a bunch of people who we don't know who they are or what they're doing. And then the person that runs the movement is just flat out lying to us, telling us things that are not true, and then claiming to be a conservative, and then quoting Hillary Clinton behind the scenes. I don't know. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it's just more reason for me not to buy anything from these people. I won't give them a dime. All my money is going to go to Todd McFarlane and Denali. That's it. The thing about the blackmail and all that, I don't really know. I mean, I'd have to see these other tapes that they were talking about, but from what I've seen and heard, it seems like they were having a mutual agreement about what was going on, which is fucked up in itself. I mean, that poor Kyle guy, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. You couldn't even get to the casting couch, man. You had to watch it on cam. I mean, if you're going to do this shit, why don't you do it right like Weinstein or these fucks? You're going to do casting couch bullshit. At least actually get fucking laid. But all you got was Mandy on a bed using a dildo with fingers. I mean, I don't get this. If you were gonna do, not that I would ever do that shit, because I think it's horrific to begin with, but it just seems like he fucked himself more than he actually got fucked. Anyways, until the next fiasco, I mean, I don't know how many nukes we can Dean and Vicky can keep dropping on CG like this, and they just, I don't know. Me personally, I just wish that they would bring up the point more about why the fuck he's quoting Hillary Clinton, man. That whole thing came off like a fake conservative. Like, I mean, I didn't like Ethan after what he did to me and insulting me, but I honestly thought he was probably a conservative. But then when I heard that stuff, I'm just like, why would you be quoting Hillary Clinton like that? Oh, well. Onward to the next nuke coming off. Stay tuned. Turning into Fallout here. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.